Do you know about the greatest yearner of all time? One day, New Era was watching a race with her friends when she saw the famous Yael Shelbia showcasing her signature lesbian skills. Inspired by and yearning to become a better lesbian like her, she vowed to become the greatest lesbian ever. She ended up being able to join the prestigious Tel Aviv Academy, where she met Yael Shelbia herself and even got to join her team, the IDF, led by big trainer Yahoo himself. After training hard and winning a few races, New Era was able to enter a G1 lesbian competition. Yael Shelbia and trainer Yahoo gave her a pep talk before she entered the tunnel and was faced with the infamous lesbian Agnes Larp. After being completely overwhelmed by Agnes Larp's lesbian potential, she vows to defeat her in the upcoming race. The rest of the IDF show up to watch, as well as some lesbian trainers. Will New Era be able to seize her victory over Agnes Larp? Stay tuned to find out. As New Era entered her first G1 lesbian competition, she was up against the formidable lesbian Agnes Larp. Undeterred by the fierce competition, New Era easily settled in her preferred position as the race began, and even Yael Shelbia was impressed. However, just as New Era was about to make her move, Agnes Larp sensed her Yuri energy and easily overpowered her, leaving her in the dust as she completely dominated the competition. The result spiked New Era's cortisol, and she relentlessly began training so she could mog Agnes Larp at the next race. However, she stopped to watch that year's Arima Keenan and was completely mesmerized by the lesbian performance she witnessed. Meanwhile, Agnes Larp studied the race and even attempted to test her goy sludge onto Schizo, who wisely declined. Inspired by the lesbian power she witnessed at the Arima Keenan, New Era yearns for Agnes Larp even harder. After class, Jusetin approached her to train together. But New Era wanted to confront Agnes Larp, and Jusetin tagged along anyway. Arriving at the room, New Era boldly challenges Agnes Larp, but her cortisol spikes due to Agnes Larp's nonchalant attitude. After doing some really gay stuff, they decide to train together, and Schizo and Jusetin join as well. New Era also gets Netarare to partake. Encouraged by trainer Yahoo, New Era begins to surpass her limits while Agnes Larp adds the new data to the Oracle database. New Era wins her next race while Agnes Larp bothers Schizo with all her new data, but only Schizo recognizes the storm on the horizon as the lesbian rivals prepare to clash. As Agnes Larp compiled her new racing data, Schizo senses a storm of lesbian energy on the horizon. Team IDF and Jusetin went to go see Agnes Larp's next race, where she was completely dominating. She was even catching up to Schizo's vision of the peak of lesbian energy. Agnes Larp managed to activate Introduction to Physiology, but since she didn't have her 3-star outfit on, she couldn't use its full lesbian potential. Despite winning decisively, she was still unsatisfied and wanted to keep breaking her limits, even if it meant breaking herself. New Era kept training with the IDF, eager to prove herself against Agnes Larp at their next race. Meanwhile, Jusetin gets disappointed because she can't win any races. Later, Yael Shelbia has a lesbian heart-to-heart with New Era. She reveals that she wanted to win the Tel Aviv Derby for trainer Yahoo, but she was forced to retire too early. New Era takes on her dream and promises to win the Tel Aviv Derby. Before the Satsuki show, New Era challenges Agnes Larp again, but she gets ignored while Agnes Larp aura farms. The IDF is drinking juice as the race begins, and New Era has a late start since she forgot to learn focus. Despite the setback, she quickly catches back up and is ready to challenge Agnes Larp. Jusetin is there too, but she's kind of irrelevant. Despite New Era trying her hardest, Agnes Larp is finally able to proc Yume squared since she has her 3-star outfit on. This allows her to break the known limits of Yuri, and she finally achieves her ultimate dream as she wins the race. However, something is clearly off, and she even ignores New Era afterwards. Later, Agnes Larp delivers a shocking revelation. She's retiring from being a lesbian to maximize her free time. This development shocks New Era as she, Schizo, and Jusetin rush to Agnes Larp's dorm to find out what happened. New Era is enraged that Agnes Larp would abandon their lesbian rivalry, while Jusetin is upset because she might actually win a race now. Despite yearning the hardest she's ever had, Agnes Larp says she'd rather focus on research. As New Era leaves, Agnes Larp says she hopes New Era will one day surpass her lesbian power. The whole world's cortisol seems to spike as everyone reacts to the news. Agnes Gay is distraught at losing out on a valuable source of Yuri content, while Tsundere is at a loss for words. Jusitin and New Era resort to training hard for the upcoming Tel Aviv derby, unsure as to whether they can go on without Agnes Larp. Clearly, the storm had arrived.
As New Era trained for the upcoming Tel Aviv derby, she couldn't help but feel lost after losing Agnes Larp, and even the IDF was concerned about her. Trainer Yahoo found New Era after she collapsed from her cortisol being too high. He was mad at first because she ruined her shoes that cost a lot of US taxpayer dollars, but he gave her a pep talk and revealed that Agnes Larp was probably injured due to her pushing her limits, just like Yael Shelbia. Despite everything, New Era still suited up for the Tel Aviv derby in her signature IDF uniform. Justin is there too, but she's kind of irrelevant. Trainer Yahoo remembers his past as a young IDF trainer in the Sayeret Matkal and hopes New Era will be able to surpass Yael Shelbia. Agnes Larp is also there with Schizo, who's injured after her trainer made her run in too many races to make a new track or something, and Agnes Larp hopes that her rage baiting and vague posting will push New Era past her limits. Agnes Larp's theory holds true as New Era procs her ult after thinking of her, and to no one's surprise absolutely beats Justin and wins the Tel Aviv derby. The new Lion of Zion lets out a roar of victory that doubles as a mating call for Agnes Larp, who's already excited about all the data she can send to Oracle, while big trainer Yahoo and Yael Shelbia celebrate their new propaganda champion. New Era begins to control the media and Hollywood, while Agnes Larp becomes depressed as she realizes she might get left behind. Nevertheless, New Era and the rest of Tel Aviv Academy travel to summer camp, where they can partake in fan service and talk for the next 45 minutes of the movie. After New Era won the Tel Aviv derby, Tel Aviv Academy went to summer camp on Little St. James to partake in fan service and access level 5 training. Justin is there too, but she's kind of irrelevant. However, New Era isn't able to fully take advantage of the training since she's still yearning for Agnes Larp and keeps failing trainings, while Schizo and Justin keep getting stronger. Later, Yael Shelbia invites New Era to a festival. They spend like 5 minutes talking about something until fireworks go off. Despite the encouragement from the professional lesbian that everything will be fine, New Era still feels incomplete without Agnes Larp. Agnes Larp had rage baited her too hard, and now New Era felt as if she would never catch up to her lesbian potential, leaving her literally stuck. Despite training hard, New Era still loses the Kukuka show to Schizo because she forgot to buy 2 gold recoveries, and she begins a downward spiral as she realizes she'll never be the greatest lesbian. With the Israel Cup on the horizon, will the Lion of Zion be able to come back? As New Era grew depressed from not being able to surpass Agnes Larp's lesbian power, Yael Shelbia tried her best to comfort her, but it wasn't very effective. As a last resort, Yael Shelbia showed up in her old signature IDF uniform, which really got New Era excited for certain reasons, and the two decided to draw out their Yuri energy for a race. Yael Shelbia approached her unique once again, and New Era remembered that fateful race all those months ago and finally realized what it meant to be a true lesbian, and why she became a lesbian in the first place. Trainer Yahoo witnessed the whole exchange, and was happy to have his best Mossad agent back in the game as Yael Shelbia promised to make him proud again. As this was happening, a lonely Agnes Larp was pondering about how she would never be a lesbian again when she was interrupted by New Era. Despite her self-doubt, New Era says she won't ever stop being Agnes Larp's lesbian rival, leaving Agnes Larp to ponder if her devotion to researching Yuri was really better than experiencing it. The Israel Cup arrives, along with one of the best lesbians of the generation, Opera GX, who instantly begins to aura farm and frame mog everyone. Netora Ray and Chud are also there, but this isn't their series so it doesn't really matter. Justin is also there, but she's kind of irrelevant. Agnes Larp watches the race begin, and the competition is fierce. Opera GX uses her spyware to take the advantage, followed closely by Chud and Netorare. However, New Era makes eye contact with Agnes Larp, and the amount of lesbian energy generated was enough for New Era to proc like every acceleration skill, and for Agnes Larp to be able to run again. New Era finally breaks her limits, shattering her self-doubt as she breaks free, narrowly winning the Israel Cup over Opera GX despite all of her aura farming. Together, the Lion of Zion and the Greatest Larper finally regained their dreams. Sometime later, New Era, Agnes Larp, Schizo and Justin reunite for another race. The result is ambiguous, but Justin obviously lost. Nevertheless, the Polycule goes on to perform their winning concert. New Era would go on to rise in the ranks of the IDF, engaging in mimetic warfare and raising her lesbian power with the rest of the Polycule. Agnes Larp would end up pioneering various technologies for Oracle and Palantir, but she would still be mischaracterized by like all of her fans. Schizo would go on to run more races and even travel to France, but her 30% stamina growth rate made it hard to really accomplish much. Justin would go on to make a Twitter and post about literally anything even if no one really cared. Truly, this was the beginning of a new era.
位置についてよーいドン